dealt with before, and I'm going to ask them to be sure they have the PowerPoint ready called The Bloodline of the Antichrist, and we're going to get into some things there. If you have a Bible, go to 1 John chapter 2, if you will please, 1 John chapter 2, and make sure everything's okay in the back, guys. Is it good? Thank you. 1 John chapter 2. Where did the term Antichrist come from? Who did it originate with, and what does it mean? The Apostle John, according to scholars, coined a brand new term that had never been used before until it was written in 1 John's epistle. And it is the term Antichrist, as it's translated in English. 1 John chapter 2:18 says this, "Little children, it is the last hour, and as you have heard that the Antichrist is coming, even now many Antichrists have come, by which we know that it is the last hour." In the Greek language, there is a definite article pointing to a definite person, the. That's why I have a the there. Some translations say you've heard that Antichrist is coming, but in Greek it reads the Antichrist is coming. That means a specific person. A definite article in Greek points to a specific thing, a detailed thing. Now in chapter 2, verses 22 and 23, there's a verse that says this, "Who is a liar, but he that denies that Jesus is the Christ? He is Antichrist, who denies the Father and the Son." In the same book, 1 John chapter 4, verses 2 and 3, "Every spirit that does not confess that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you have heard was coming and is now already in the world." When people read this, it can be a little confusing just by taking those three verses, because it sounds like he's saying that the Antichrist was already there. Preterists, who are people that believe that prophecy has already been fulfilled, that there's no rapture and there's no signs, that it all happened by 70 AD, they'll take this verse and they'll say, well, he said the Antichrist is already here. It was probably Emperor Nero, who the early church, some of them believed was the Antichrist. Well, if you look at this, there's two things that's clear. Number one, he says that the spirit of Antichrist is already there and already working. There were people in John's day when he wrote this, that were denying that Jesus was the Son of God. They were denying his divinity and his deity. So therefore the spirit of Antichrist was already working through some of the sects and groups of people that existed back then. However, because he uses the definite article the in some of these passages, it is clear that he is saying there is a person who is coming, and one of the key features of this person will be how he treats Jesus, what he says about Jesus. He will say he's not the Son of God, and he will deny any relationship between Father and Son. Now, you know, when you say Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, that's Trinity. That's an English word for the triunity of God, or what Paul called the Godhead. There are three that bear record in heaven: the Father, the Word, and the Spirit. We know who the Word is. It's Jesus, based on St. John, where he says, "In the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God, the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us." That's Jesus. So there are three that bear record in heaven. Now, the spirit of Antichrist, therefore, would be a spirit that would say there is no triunity of God, and number two, would say that Jesus is not the Son of God. Now, of all religions in the world that exist, that absolutely deny any form of the Trinity of God and that deny that he is the Son of God, the premier religion that has over 1.4 billion people in it is Islam. If you were to talk to a Muslim, you would find out, if they're moderate, that they would say that Christianity and Islam are closely connected. We believe in the same God, the God of Abraham. They believe in the Torah. They believe in the Psalms and the four Gospels. The only thing is, they believe that our translation of the Bible has been changed by the Jews, that it's not the real translation, that the Quran has the original version in it. But they would also say that you believe in fasting, we believe in fasting, you believe in praying, we believe in praying, you believe in tithing or charity and offerings, we believe in tithing, charity and offerings, you believe in angels, we believe in angels, you believe in judgment, we believe in judgment, you believe in hell, we believe in hell, you believe in paradise, we believe in paradise. And I've heard them go down the list, and I'd say, interesting, 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 wow, interesting. While we really do believe a lot of the same thing. Then I'd say this, what do you think about Jesus? What do you think about Jesus? You got that song, don't you? When we get to Jesus, here's what happens. There's a whole change. I would say Jesus was conceived of the Holy Spirit through Mary. They would say, the Quran says that. I would say that he was born through the Holy Spirit supernaturally. The Quran says that. I would say he's the Son of God. Hold it. That's where it stops. Because they do not believe that Allah or God has a son, that he is not begotten, nor does he begot. Therefore, Jesus was never the Son of God. He is equal to one of the 27 great prophets that Islam calls the great prophets, including Abraham, Moses, David, etc., Noah. But however, he cannot be the Son of God because God has no son. Now there, my friend, is the sticking point. And there, my friend, is where all of the arguments are coming down right now, even in the United States of America. Because if you do away with Jesus being God's son, you have to do away with his priesthood. If you do away with his priesthood, you have no way to get to heaven. So then you've got to come up with your own way of getting to heaven. The saddest thing I ever heard a Muslim tell me was this year in Jerusalem when he and a Muslim friend of mine invited me to dinner. And this guy is, I'm telling you, he is like a true friend. He's one of the friendliest men I've ever met in my life. And you can talk about the things of God and you can watch his eyes well up with tears. One of the saddest things was when I looked at my friend and said, how do you know you're going to heaven? And he looked at me and he said, I don't. And I said, no, wait a minute. You're a practicing Muslim, you go to the mosque, you take a % of the total money you make every year and give it to charity. How do you know you're going to heaven? Here's what he said. He said, when I die and I step on the scales, if I have done good deeds, enough good deeds, it will outweigh anything bad I've done, then God will give me access to paradise. Now, can I say something to you? Can you imagine having a belief system or being a part of a religion that you don't know the whole time you're living where you're going? Can you imagine the misery you would have? Can you imagine the pressure you would be under every day for good works to make sure you would make it into paradise one day? Now, on the fanatic side of Islam, they have a way that will guarantee you paradise. I'll let you guess what that is. Jihad, killing innocent people. You strap yourself down. If you've ever watched TV and you've wondered how these mothers can get so excited about their kids blowing themselves up, here's why they get excited about it. Because among the Hamas and Hezbollah and the Shia radicals and even Sunni radicals, if you die in a jihad, if you blow yourself up killing innocent people, it guarantees you automatic entrance into paradise. Those young boys are all taught this, that if they die in a jihad, if they kill Jews, blow up a bus, whatever they can do, if they do that, they will automatically go to heaven, to paradise, and there are 72 full-bodied, I'll let you guess what that means, virgins in linen that will undress and they will have sexual relations and they become a virgin again after they've had sex. Meaning, every suicide bomber that's ever blown himself up in Iraq, Iran, or Israel, anywhere else in the world, believed that the moment he left his body, that he got 72 women surrounding him. Now, you take a little boy in a refugee camp that has no money, has no hope of a future because they are keeping him poor, not Israel. The PLO has billions of dollars in bank accounts they're not helping their people at all with, because they know if they keep them poor and poverty-stricken, they can always blame Israel for the problem. They can always raise up suicide bombers. I'm simply telling you the truth. And so these boys think that, now not only does the boy allegedly get 72 virgins, but the family gets 25 family members who automatically have access to paradise. They don't have to worry about standing on the scales and being judged. They don't have to worry about whether they make it or not. So the mama's boy just blew himself up. She comes on CNN News. No, I'm so happy. He's a shaheed. He's a martyr. Why is she happy? Because now she believes that her son's death has just given her access to paradise. How weird. God sent his son to shed his blood to guarantee you access to heaven, and Islam thinks they have to kill their sons to get there. See what a twist it is. See how corrupted it's become. See the difference between the two belief systems. Now, going back to this, and I want you to remember the things I said